If you have a bird dog or a dog that just loves to chase things, I found the ultimate toy for us. I have 2 English Springer Spaniels. They are bird dogs. Their bird drive is just starting to kick in. And when I saw this, I bought 2 of them. And then as soon as I saw my dogs playing with them, I went and bought more. This is an elite toy because this is not just a plushy duck. Look how cute this is. It's not just a plushy duck. No, no, no. This is a slingshot duck. So you actually have a loop under its beak. You're going to put your thumb in it, and all you have to do is pull back, and it's got a slingshot neck. And so all you have to do is pull and release, and this thing will go flying up to 100 feet across your yard. But the trick that I've learned and loved isn't I can send it across the yard and my girls will chase it, but they really like it, and I really like it, when I send it straight up in the air. So it will go up, and it will come back down, and my girls can go and catch it. They can go and chase it. If I do it at an angle, we can get distance and height, but it's really fun for them to pay attention to. It's really good for getting them to focus on things. And so this is just a lovely plushy duck. You can see that it's got the fabric up here, but the softer fabric down here. It's got a rope tail. It does float on water. So this would actually be really good if you're teaching your dog dock diving, or if you're playing in a pond or something, or a pool, and you can just kind of let it go and let them play with it in the pool to teach them how to jump in and out of the water. It's just really, really fun. And so, like I said, I've purchased multiple of these. I will continue to be purchasing these because this is going to be, and this is one of their favorite toys. Gemma loves being able to carry a plushie around outside, and we have designated outside and inside toys. So this is something they cannot play with inside, but it is something they play with outside, and they're able to then just chase this around. So you can see we've got lots of different colors. It is very bright, very colorful. If you are going on TikTok and you're looking at the dog filter, which the vets say is pretty close but not exact to what dogs see, it's still a very colorful toy. There's lots going on here. And because there's 2 sides, depending on what your sky is going to look like, they're either going to be able to grasp onto the light color with the dark clouds or the bright blue, or if there's a lot going on, you're able to also see the bright, colorful patterns. So depending on what side they're on, depending on where they are, they're going to have lots that they can visually grasp onto. Now, if you have more than one dog, I will say if they're the kind of dogs that like to share toys, so my dogs love to pick up a toy, tease their sister, and then both of them run around holding their toys, you do have to be a little careful because on occasion, not usually they grasp onto the wings or the body, but on occasion, I have had my girls grasp onto the body and one grasp onto the beak, and then they just walk around with its neck stretched out. And you have to be a little careful of that because we don't want to break it. But other than that, this is like a really fantastic toy for them to be able to play with. Now, this is a good solid rubber in here. This is very thick. This is not a chew toy. They're very clear on the packaging. Not a chew toy. Do not just leave this around for your dog. This is not going to be good for your pup. But if you play with this outside, it's going to be really, really good for you to be able to do chase, to be able to do training, to be able to just kind of play around. You can even throw this. You don't even have to use the slingshot part of it, which, I mean, look at that. That's just a really nice little pocket there. But you can just throw it around and toss it to your puppy as well. Now, I do like this because you just kind of put your thumb up here. So I've tried other versions of this and your hand tends to get in the way. So you put your thumb in it, and then you have to make sure your hand is under it. So the hand must be under the duck because if it's not, you are going to get it caught right here on your knuckle. So you got to be very careful as you're doing that. And I've actually found if you send it across, you will smack into your hand more than if you send it straight up. So you got to practice a little bit. There's a pretty good chance the first couple times you do it, you are going to smack it along your hand, which will send it a little bit kittywampus, but it's still going to go as you're doing things. The better you get at it, the easier it's going to be. So the more you practice with it, the less you're going to smack into yourself, but it doesn't hurt when you do. So it's just one of those things that kind of knocks it off kilter just a little bit as it's flying. So it might fly really straight. If you smack it into your hand, you might have it bounce around a little bit, flop a little bit sooner than later. And so you want to make sure as you're doing that, you're just keeping your hand out of the way, lift your thumb up as much as possible away from your hand, and then you can release it to send that across your yard or up in the air or wherever it is that you are doing this. This can be used inside, but I do recommend doing it with caution because if you don't have really good aim, you could break things. So don't break your TV. Don't break your vases around the house. Don't break your windows. Be very careful with that. I do recommend this as an outside toy, even though you can play with it on the inside. Questions about the flying duck, go ahead and drop it down below. They actually have different versions. They've got, I think, an eagle, and they've got a fish from this specific brand. I have linked those down below for you so you can grab them. I love the bird because I have bird dogs. It makes for really fun pictures, really fun game time for us. And this is definitely a toy I recommend to anybody who has a dog who likes to chase things or likes to watch things fly through the sky. This is not a great choice for teeny tiny dogs. If you got a teeny tiny dog, this is bigger than your teeny tiny dog. Don't do it. But for those medium to large size brands, this is going to be a really fun one. It's well made, so their teeth are not really going to pierce it unless you are not being mindful and letting them chew on it. If you are just letting them catch it, take it away, and then fling it across the yard again, you should be pretty good to go with this. I imagine this is going to last for a pretty long time. The tummy gets a little dirty, but really not much. I haven't cleaned this at all, so you can see like that's the extent of it. So this is going to be a fun one for your outdoor playtime, really good for your training as well. And if you want to talk about how you can train your dog using this, go ahead and let me know. And as always, come back for our daily videos helping you navigate the world of dog parenthood to make sure we're giving you the best recommendations and best ideas for living your most fruitful dog parent life. We'll see you in the upcoming episodes.